Yeah, it's still blurry. But you are welcome to day 4 of our boot camp. Um, we are talking about plantain. We are talking about plantain as an agricultural produce, where we'll be talking about what you can do from a plantain business. You want to do cultivation, processing, selling, whatever it is. But today, our very first live call, we are going to be talking about plantain cultivation, plantain farming as a business. What you must know as an aspiring farmer, you want to start a plantain farm, or have you been hearing informations that if you start plantain farm in 1 year, you will blow as most of what other people say, what you need to know, the myths, the fables, and things like that. And today we have Mr. Wale, who is a seasoned plantain farmer. But I would like him to do the introduction. But before he does that, this is Agrodemy, where we use technology to maximize profit for various agricultural business owners, whether you're an aspiring business or you're being an expert business. We do this by creating courses. We do this by matching aspiring farmers with an expert because we understand that there's a deficit of information gap in the agricultural industry, in the agricultural sector. We know that a lot of misinformation, which is what we are going to also be discussing today. There are a lot of misconception, misinformation in the space when it comes to plantain farming. There are a lot of misconception that a lot, like I myself, if I start saying it one after the other, I'm not going to live here. A lot of misconception. And today we are talking about plantain farming. And we have no other person to help us with plantain farming other than Mr. Wale. So in case you have any other question aside plantain farming, you want us to help you, you want us to create course, train, whatever it is, just kindly just write to us, contact us on various social media, Agrodemy, on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter. We have our website, www.agodemy.net, so you can just kindly check it. So without wasting much time, Mr. Wale, are you with us?
Yes, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Okay. So I'm on the line with Mr. Wale, and Mr. Wale is a seasoned plantain farmer. But I would like him to give us a brief introduction about himself, how he started, and things like that, so that we do not miss out. Yes, sir. You're alive.
Yeah, good evening, everybody.
Good evening, sir.
My name
Yes,
is
sir.
Ali Alarafi, the MD CEO of Amwell Concept Limited and the co-founder of Farm Group Venture. So I have about 17 years post graduation as a farmer and commodity, raw commodity
Mr. Wale,
transporter. Can you hear me?
Wale, please. Mr. Wale, please wait to. Wait till you talk. 17 years. Ah,
Post graduation experience.
wow,
Yes.
that's a lot. Can
Um,
continue.
yeah, I graduated in 2009. Sekabe, 910. That's in about, sorry, 15 years. 15 years for
Okay.
graduation. So I hold BTech in agri-economics and extension, MTech in
Okay.
agri-economics, MSc in procurement and supply chain management, and started my PhD in procurement and supply chain management. So
Okay.
I started, well, farming. Most of us are so agri in university. At times, we don't have that passion for agriculture because, like my dad used to tell me, they said you are hot for agri economics and extension, but you are accepted. Maybe you collect money to pay acceptance fee, so you need to show that you accept it. But along the line, what some of us fail to realize is the highest employer of labor in Nigeria today still lies within the agrarian sector. whether be processor or any value chain. So agriculture is still the highest, more than 78% of employer of labor. So all this tech, I used to tell my tech guys until you're able to download food online. That's when I know tech can overjack agriculture. So far you can't download Amala or Megiri online. You still have to come back to soil. So
Okay.
basically that's who I am. So and I've been running Amwell Concept Limited since 2014. That's about 10 years now. So we and the farm estate is about 6, 7 years old to itself too, which we have about though primarily we started as a plantain farmer about 10 years ago, which we interplant cashew and plantain. Cashew on a long time crop, plantain on a medium term crop, while we do some other vegetables like melon, tomato, all these small vegetables to keep the oil line to keep the engine warming as a short time crop. So over the years, we've
Hmm.
actually went down the short-term crops. So which the as of now too, the medium-term crops is also going extinction. So which is the plantain. So for cashew and rubber to take over the farm to itself too. So we started when I started on 21 acres alone myself. But now probably on the estate now we have about 430 acres, both plantain and cashew. And the other partners too, we have about 1,000 plus acres to rubber and plantain interplanted together. So I think
Okay.
let's just stop on that for now. Later we'll continue or when discussion arise on that.
Wow. Me, I'm here. I don't even know where to start. I don't even know where to start. Where I will start presently like this now. This is quite a lot. We started with 21 acres. That is what is some people's goal for the next 5 years. But it's actually what they call it. It's very, very remarkable that I really say I salute your courage.
Yeah.
Well, let me say I really your courage is strong, because but I also think that because of your deep root in agriculture and things like that, you decide to face the devil, or will I face it hands on. That you face it hands on, which is very, very remarkable. And I say I doff my hat for that.
Mr. Larry,
I really
if
doff
I
my
should
hat.
tell you that if I should tell you that did not have passion for agriculture, you won't believe it. Me myself, but there's a way. Yeah, yeah. Being studying agroeconomics, I end up like, or maybe I would have ended up being in bank or being in stock exchange. So as a matter of fact, I did my high till in First Bank. So started like, well, let me start in bank and be look for stock exchange markets, try to use the economic part of the agriculture and remove the agriculture and delete it. Being coming from a village, so I will still have to go back to village again. So, but I
Ah,
started as the commodity export. Yeah, export of agricultural commodities like cashew, ginger, and
okay.
that thing like that. So, but when you look at it, I went to school, spent about 5, 6 years in school to study agriculture,
Yeah.
and I need to export commodity. The people that handle this economy of agriculture, they are called illiterate. So if I have to
Yeah.
export ginger or I export cashew, I will pack millions of naira from my convert zone in Lagos. I will pack it to either
Mm,
in Kabachan, in Kaduna, or Bumosho to go and buy cashew. So these
yeah.
millions of naira will be stashed out in the hand of the core illiterates that cannot even
Yeah.
differentiate between profit and loss. So I'll
Mm,
pack like, okay, cashew come, this, plantain come, this. So they are the one that will give the money to. Despite being my English or my Turanchi, I understand, I'll still have to go back to them. So why can't I practice? If I have to collect money from bank, take the risk and put in the hand of this man, why can't I just start and do this thing myself based on the experience, based on
well,
that, I find myself like, well, if these people can do it, so I think I can do it more better than them. So that's the journey. I
well.
never find myself in agriculture, in crop production myself. Like, let me just stay at the value chain. So,
No.
yes,
That,
sir.
that- that's very, very, that's very, very key and very important. I think And I said I will still say it, I give it to you because so when I want to do commodity trading, agricultural commodity trading, must know that especially when any commodity is leaving our country or the shores of Nigeria, it experiences a lot of scrutiny. Like there's a lot of investigation that goes on it. So you have to make sure that whatever you are doing from sourcing to sorting, from sorting, your quality must be spot on. And I think that's what actually draws you to the to agriculture, which I really say I am very much I really much allude to that. The other one again that I can say that was like very spot on for me was like the way you said you plant the estate and you're able to intercrop plantain with rubber, with cashew, that you know that after some time plantain will go into extinction, so you can use the cashew and the rubber to balance up. It's actually very, very expressive. I really do not know why you say plantain go into extinction, but I know we're going to get to that. You've been telling us why you think plantain go extinction. Because me, in my own backyard, though, my own daddy has plantain. And since time they don't plant this plantain now, more than 5, 7 years now, with the short plantain for our backyard. I don't know.
Should
Is it
I
going to
should
go?
I should I just answer that for you? So while we are still expect you, well, plantain will go
Okay.
extinction. Yeah, some of us that we are into some of all these small research from this part of the
Yeah.
world. Yoruba used to say something. I don't know whether everybody understand Yoruba here. Yoruba say "Boge de bakuo for my roko." Yeah, it's true, and that's the science behind plantain. But plantain actually go extinction if it's
Oh,
commercial. If it's commercial,
okay.
if you
I guess
comparing
in case
you're
in case-
comparing your dad backyard now, your dad backyard now, you have about, let's even say maximum of 50 plantain
yeah,
sucker compared
yeah,
to expanse of land of
that
about
yeah.
2,000 hectares of land. And do you know that if going extinction, the nutrients, your kitchen waste, all the manure that the plantain behind the house enjoy, some of the
Yeah.
plantain on farm do not enjoy them.
That's true. That's true.
Do you
That's
understand?
true.
And the way when you plant your plantain in a distance of, let's even say 3 meter by 3 meter, over the
Yeah.
years, that plantain, that spot, that pot that plantain is standing, the year 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, four, all the nutrients, I mean all the nutrients on that particular spot have been extracted. And what you notice about the plantain is the first year, your output of the plantain in terms of the size of the fingers of those bunches of plantain is very big, especially if it's a virgin land or a land that have value for a couple of years that is rich in nitrogen and potassium. Your plantain very big and very, very big in first generation. Second generation might have a similar, but third, fourth, fifth generation, you'll discover that the outputs are very, very low. Are not that big, even though it might still maintain the population, the numbers of fingers on the bunch, but it will keep reducing. So because of the land nutrients. And some school of thought will tell you, oh, you have to replenish the land through manure and other things. But I believe I will tell you that your cost of management and cost of the production will be double and triple inside your revenue, your income, compared to the one at the backyard now. The one at the backyard of the house now is it enjoys good ventilation, good cleaning and sealing. So all the manure, all the waste from goats, poultry waste, at the road that sit in corridor, some of the waste, the one that rain even flow down from the roof to the plantain, I believe it's going to be at the back of the house, not at the front. So all those places now it
Yes.
enjoy a very good water retaining, good moisture all year round, and nutrients they are not
Mm.
competing with nutrients that much. So you can't compare them. Those ones can stand the test of time compared to the one you have on the field.
Okay. Okay. I think I just understand what you are saying now, because based on what you have said, or let me just rephrase it. You said a Yoruba proverb that what
Forget
it
the
means basically
Baku.
is that yes, that if
Okay.
a plantain dies,
Oh,
another
okay.
one it
Will definitely come
replicates
up.
itself.
Compared to
Yes,
crop,
a
yes.
big and something about, let me say, what I noticed from the backyard one is that once one plantain dies, about seven, five, they go by the side. There was a time I had, let me say, I did also, I was like, because I found out that after number of years, the fruit were going very small, and I was like, I later did some research that I found out that it was not good to keep like number of plants beside the plantain. And that actually even made me and my daddy to have a little bit of um we had some issues because it was like leave the plantain, let them go by the side so that everything so it will be plenty. And I was like telling him that from what I read and what I have seen is that if a plantain dies, about 5 to 7 children comes by the side. And I said, if 5 or 7 children come by the side, if you have like 10 of them and you just leave all of them together, the soil is going to be in deep trouble. It's just like I used that analogy with somebody. I was like saying that it's just like when a family of three, for example, father, mother, and a boy, they are eating about a derica of rice. I don't know if anybody knows this derica of rice they use in the market, and they are eating it to satisfaction. Now, just think, for example, that family of three, they now have their mother-in-law, they have their father-in-law, they have their sisters, their brothers, their uncle come and visit them, and the number increased from three to about 10. That one derica of rice can't be okay for them. And that's what I said that I really allude to what we are saying because the portion of land where that particular plantain, one of them has grown, and the other 5 or 7 is coming out, they actually suck up the nutrient from it, which is very, very much you are spot on with it. Thank you very much, sir, for that word of wisdom and word of knowledge. So without wasting much time, we have started it already. Um, as an aspiring plantain, I want to start my plantain farm. What do you think I need to know? What do I need to know? What are the processes I need to observe? Can you just tell us in just in a few, in 1 or 2, 3 minutes?
Oh, okay, Mr. Lamy. To start
Yeah,
plantain farming, I think plantain farming is one of the easiest uh, crop production you can always embark on this part of the world.
yeah,
Easier and let's say even though cheaper and yeah, and can also be very very rugged too when it comes to starting. Doesn't require that much. So to start plantain farming, well, majorly what I used to advise people majorly is farm selection or site selection. Proximity is very key for farming because when most of people Nigeria, some of us are selecting farm, if it's we are to
yeah,
acquire the land now, we look at okay, in Yaba, the cost of land is 50,000 naira. You work and live in Yaba. You work and live in Yaba. You want to select a farm location now. You are like, okay,
mm,
the cost of a 1 acre of land in Yaba is 100,000 naira, for example. So,
yeah,
100,000 look example, it looks more. Let me go to Yanokwaja and get that same land
mm,
for let's say 75 naira or 80 naira. Because the difference
mm,
in price in land pricing is not that for farmland is not that always significant. So when you get there, you're like,
yeah,
okay, let's take the same 1 acre you intend to purchase in Yaba. Is that the same 1 acre you go and purchase in Yanomaja with that 75 naira, 75,000 naira, which is about 25% difference? Fine, economically, it's a little bit lesser. But when you look at proximity, the money you are using, especially people that, let me call them absentee farmer, people that only see farming as another or as an alternative source of income, or be it as this like interest or passion, our passion for farming. So selecting farm not proximate to your primary occupation or job or where you reside is a miracle on its own. Because when you look at you traveling, your Monday to Friday job is in Yaba, my family are in Yaba. So when you look at what is going to cost you to travel down to Yanopaja to manage your farm out of sight and other things like that. So and your market too, which is in terms of input, you watch that, you look at that first, the proximity. And you look at also the output too. When you live in Yaba and your farm is in Yanopaja, but your market that you understand most is is Yaba. So that means you have to transport your inputs at high rates or high income, at a high expense, high amount to the farm, and your
Yes.
output you still have to bring it out too. So what you need to first get clearly is the accessibility of the land, proximity
Oh,
to your that will not kill that morale and that passion. Because when you look at many people
mm,
in Nigeria, they will tell you, oh, farming is not profitable. I hate hearing that word because the
mm,
overhead cost at times is frustrating when you look at the overhead cost to manage it. So, what I would advise for us is to start a farm. You need to predominantly look for what they call it accessibility, which is number one.
mm,
And when it comes to site selection, apparently almost all southwestern state Nigeria, apart from another part of Oyo State or another part of Oyo State, or not, the only one I can say is not the vegetation is not enough. You not enjoy up to 2,000 mm of rainfall per annum. That's it. Like I said, maybe
oh,
plantain might not be very very good for commercial purpose. But starting from that
oh,
southward inward up to Akwa Ibom, Cross River, up to some part of Benue too. Plantain is majorly is
very,
a, yeah, can do plantain well from any part of that side. So in terms of apart from a very slopey land too, because so far some people see, oh, this land is very close to water and plantain need water. What comes to mind is, oh, let me go and set up my plantain farm. So far it's not waterlogged, more than two
yeah,
feet, more than 1 feet waterlogged, and the land is not a very sharp, slopey land. I think
yeah,
it's good to go for plantain. So outside that one, soccer selection, fertilization, pruning are just major agronomical practice, which everybody understand. But some of the things you need to understand is that site selection, and don't get it twisted when the locals are advising, because the local, if they actually do it better than some of us that go to some of us that the difference we have, some of us that go to school from the locals is some of all these technicalities. A typical local person will tell you, this is how we do it. This is how my father
oh,
used to do it. And that's what if that is how their father do it and they keep doing it, I'm sure they won't have the reason to sell that land to you in first instance because they will have been making
yeah,
money and continue to make that money. So what the essence they sell the land to you is for you to make a difference. So that difference you want to make now is what you need to know, and they are simple technicalities, simple techniques, which is getting the slope of the land. Because if you plant your plantain now, all those slopy land, now all the nutrients that's supposed to be good for your plantain for good
yeah.
growth and nutrition now will be washed down, even though not to inside the river bank in most cases. So, and if you're talking about being slow too, no doubt plantain need water, but everything has to be moderate, especially those improved suckers we have now, all the elephant giants of this world and some other ones too. So they, as much as they need the sunlight or dry land too, is as well as they need that water too. But what they actually need is not more than 20% of the land, at least. Let's say good land with good moisture content. No, that's
Oh,
the words. So, and what is only need is let's say a good retaining land that can have a good retaining capacity, water retention. Majorly, that's what a plantain needs. After getting those tools right, the technicalities right, every other
mm,
thing are a result of technology, which any layman can give you, or you yourself can even use a little initiative of like these are they supposed to be done.
okay. Thank you very much, sir. That is quite that's quite a lot of insight that you said. Before we continue, the next question is just going to be like, I understand that you have made some mistakes, especially when you started. What you thought, I would like to just get some of your mistakes that one or two, one mistake that you think that you did when you started or you've experienced, and you will not want a new person or a newbie to experience such. But before I talk about that, we're on the line with Mr. Wale, a seasoned, I will call him a seasoned agricultural expert who has grounded knowledge in commodity trading, has knowledge in plantain cultivation, rubber, cashew, in various niches and various areas of agriculture. And in case you want to know more about various, especially you want to know more about plantain cultivation, he started on 21 acres of land. And this is not just it's not a myth at all. This is somebody that has done it over the years for close to 10 years now, originally 10 years, but he has been in the business earlier than doing commodity trading, doing procurement and various type of things like that. So in case you want to book a call with him, you want him to advise, you want him to enlighten you about various areas in agricultural farming, all you just have to do is contact us. We schedule a one-on-one consultation with him. We can schedule a meet up with him where you have a one-on-one conversation with him. You have it, you get it recorded, you get it sent or you get it sent to you. You're able to listen to it over and over again. Aside that, also we are preparing a we are scheduling a boot camp where we get about 20, 30, 40, 50, as much as possible, aspiring plantain farmers that want to know more about plantain cultivation. We are arranging a boot camp where we go to his farm. He's telling us that he started on 21 acres. Right now they are doing about more than 100 to 200 acres where they have already do it, intertwine it or incorporate with rubber and cashew. So you can get to see his farm real life. You'll be able to relate with him, able to ask him questions. We are scheduling that boot camp with that. We are going to be putting the details on our WhatsApp group. Or if you also want to join us, all you just have to do is just kindly contact us. You can get more information about that. So it's going to be let me say all of this is just as I said, Agrodemy is all about enhancing and maximizing income for every agricultural business, be it a farmer, a processor, a seller, commodity trader, a logistics driver, whatever it is that you are doing. I always say that agriculture has a place for you. If you are into the media sector, you are a journalist, whatever it is you are doing, you can use that your journalism to do it in agriculture. You can promote agriculture. You can do whatever it is with agriculture without your particular skill and service. So, in case you want to just know more, all you just have to do is contact us. We have a lot of things for you. We have products, we have courses, we have services to help you and that's the value and get the true words in the agricultural sector. I asked earlier that when you were starting the first 3 years, 5 years, 7 years down the line, what is the mistake you know that this mistake did to make that kind of place? Mr. Wiley. Um,
Hello, I'm with you. Can you hear me?
well, okay, yes.
Okay.
You can speak yourself. Yes, sir.
Well, in Nigeria, you can't do a business without making mistake. Even though if you learn by being by apprentice or apprenticeship, or even though you study it in school, spend 5, 10, 6 years, even though to internship, you still have to make one or two mistakes. Not in Nigeria business
Yeah,
sector. The mistake is
yeah.
inevitable, no matter how small. Even though up to today, we still make mistakes too, because we never know the climate change is going to hit this hard.
Well,
So when forecasting into the years, because climate change is a major factor now which our government are not even looking at. Well, challenges. There are a lot of challenges over the years. Just that if you want to do business in Nigeria, especially agriculture in Nigeria, you have to zero your mind and forget about looking for grants or looking for any form of incentives from government,
from the government
from
or
government, from government or
no.
whoever. Because in the rural area, you provide your road, you provide your you provide your road, you provide your security, you provide virtually everything. As a matter of fact, you're not providing to yourself alone. You coming outside that locality or rural area, coming from the
Mm.
city to the rural area, you have to provide for others, they call the villagers themselves too. Because if you don't provide themselves too, what affect them directly is what affect them is directly would directly affect your business too. And
Mm.
what I would say is also that farming, those who see it as more of like a passive or venture. Some of us sit down with it as our day to day, what they call it, it's our own day to day business.
Yeah.
So a lot of challenges over the years, apart from land selection or land, and apart from other proximity, which we discussed earlier too as itself, there are a lot of challenges like getting unhealthy suckers or
Mm.
infected inputs, farm inputs. So
Mm.
I started earlier in the years. Apart from other minor problems, so it's getting some soccer. At the point, I have to get some. So I got some suckers. When I started, we started about 50. I started about 55,000 suckers on farm. So I sought it from some from Ibadan. Oh, being Benin, nine for oh, because they say there's go farmers around that side. In Ajebo, I
Mm.
got some too. I discovered I planted almost 20,000 suckers. I could not
Mm.
get up to 100 stand of plantain on the farm. And
Jesus Christ.
that's 2016, 2016. So oh, I called the guy. Oh, guy, the plantain you supply me this and that, this and that. As a matter of fact, he's the one that supplied me the plantain. Is the one that engaged to plant those plantains for me. I was new and I have other business I was doing, engaging in exports. I was doing lead that time, lead and zinc for exports. So, oh, come, I don't
Okay.
have the time. I study agriculture, I'm a farmer as well. I'm just doing this one. So, okay, along the line, I found it. Okay, this did not come out. Okay, this and that. First tell me, oh, the soil pH is low, it's not balanced. The land is acidic. The land is this. The land is that. So, but all these things now is at the detriment of at my own expense. Bringing him from where he is to my farm, I have to pay for it. What I already rotting under the ground. So I have to like, okay, start all over. So okay, now this same land I bought some from Ibadan. The one I bought from Ijebu Ode.
Mm.
What I said, the same expanse of land. So Kini Yato, what is
Mm.
different? Okay, land nutrients are not distributed evenly. Oh, this and that, different theory. Until I now look at it and see that myself that okay, what was the actual problem of the land? That's when I go back to where we planted. The guy like, okay, no, this and that. The mistake I actually did is following some technology outside Nigeria that is not practicable in Nigeria by
Mm.
using this auger to dig the soil. So using auger to dig the soil, the land, the where you dig is even bigger than the plantain. The plantain when you plant it, the plantain
Mm.
is already the land is too deep. The plantain has been buried, so the plantain can't even access the
Oh,
photosynthesis. Eh?
oh, say it like they buried the
It has
plantain into the
been
soil.
exactly because when they tell you, oh, plantain have to be as deep as 1 foot, 1 foot down. So the instruction is dig that pit. It must be feet. So not minding the size of the plantain in circumference, in height, in everything.
Wow.
So now, so when I okay now, this is the rule of thumb, this and that. Oh, you must be plantain. If you don't dig it very well, then the plantain carry the bunches. It will start falling down. It will this, it will that. But there are process that we need to. There are process that come first before the plantain thinking of plantain falling down. Before plantain
Mm.
fall down, it has to germinate first. When it
Yes.
germinates, so when you look at so after looking at also I now look at that fine time like come, what are the people from Ibadan? What they do different compared to people that from Ijebu there? I like okay, these are the
Mm.
differences. So I like okay, people from Ibadan actually planted their own according and which is the guy like I haven't let spade that the guy did not even know what he's doing. As a matter of fact, it's even like a friend to me. I like, oh, this one. So I even, but after my investigation, those ones did those pits according to the size of the sucker they are holding at hand. They are not
Mm.
mindful of, and I'm like, oh, he's doing a shady deal. He's just doing cutlass to shuku 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 and put my sucker inside so that the land is not that deep, that he's supposed to dig the land very well so that. So I was still battling with the one that I thought he was a professional that used organ for me
Mm.
to that collected every money from me. Why the other one has started fruiting? I still waiting. So those are the
Mm.
challenges in terms of technicalities of farming, even though the seed selection too, because Camellia giants or some of all these hybrids too, there is no how you want to determine them the authenticity while they are in soccer stage until when they come out.
Mm.
That's when they differentiate. Oh, this is actually a white plantain. This is actually a yellow plantain. So you won't actually. So in terms of seed selection, I've had it wrong. In terms of technicalities and techniques, I've have it rough. So even though in terms of sales too, harvesting, because when you have a commercial, when you talk about the commercial farm, for example, people who that set up commercial farm, what is required? Like you said, for the backyard of your farm now, of your house now, you do plantain. That one I can only call it as a
Yeah.
research for research purpose. It's different from when you are
That one is
doing it
just
on.
for me
So
and my
when you are doing
family.
so it's different from somebody that is doing on the expanse of let's say 10 acres, and it's just from somebody
Yeah.
that is doing over 100 acres. So and when I
Yeah.
went to Uganda to when I saw a plantain farm, banana farm or sorry banana farm, yeah, of over 10,000 hectares too. So I look like so this is different from what I'm doing. So
Mm.
actually there are a lot of challenges. So in selecting farm now, in sales too, I want to about sales, Everton and sales.
Okay.
When you are
Okay.
bringing you that you have plantain, 50 plantain on your farm now, you can't
Yeah.
compare the market you access compared to someone that have, let's say, a thousand to 5,000 stands of plantain. And a 5,000 stand can compare to someone that have over 50,000 stands of plantain on their farm.
Oh.
So when
So
we are
the
doing
market is different.
it,
I said the marketing is different.
the marketing is different, even though the pricing so can be different. No doubt our market did not know what they want. What they see,
Mm.
Nigerian markets, typical Nigerian customers or Nigeria buyers don't know what they want until they see it. And the difference between some
Mm.
of us from is a differentiate between profit and loss for people that does it with their family and relatives, and some of us that use money to do complete all the factors of production. So we're able to differentiate some of all these things. So in terms of sales or buffer person first, what it takes. Uh, Mr. Wọlé, ẹ dákun mo wà ní meeting kan, máa pè é padà shortly. Ẹjọ́ máa pè é padà shortly, ẹjọ́ ẹ dákun, mo wà ní meeting kan.
Oh.
Hello,
Yes, sir.
am I connected? Hello?
Yeah, yeah, you are connected. You are connected.
Okay. So I'm talking about harvesting now. So harvesting now, what it takes to
Yeah.
harvest a cashew, sorry, a plantain, sorry, from oh god. What's that to harvest a plantain? It has a code that is stopping my call here. The plantain is different from a commercial. For example, someone that have a 50,000 stand of plantain and someone that have 1,000 stands of plantain. Plantain
Yeah.
harvesting, you have to handle it. They are fragile and they cannot mature at the same time.
Okay.
When I started with 21 acres, when I started that side from one with 21 acres of plantain, that time, my household of plantain, there's some market I can't meet. So even despite having almost 50,000 standards at that time of plantain, there's
Yeah.
some market I can't access. When I was doing my feasibility, I was like, okay, I will do to Idioro, I will do to my 12, I will do to Idioro in Mushin, I already have some market that, oh, that 30,000 stand of plantain now, at least I harvest, I'll be having XYZ, I'll be doing this, I'll be doing that. But
Yeah.
to the shock is like, I will have plantain every week. I have plantain every week. But this plantain can't enter the target market I want to. If I need to bring out my plantain to Dioro, I
Yeah.
have to use, I have a small Ford 150 that time. I'll use Ford to bring it down to Dioro. Let's say I come to Dioro, I think the highest without Ford can only take about 5 dozens or thereabouts, 5 to 10 dozens or thereabouts. I'll still
Yeah.
harvest and bring to Dioro. When people in Dioro are pricing plantain for 1,000 naira per bunches, even though my
Yeah.
landing cost of bringing those plantains to Dioro, I can't meet up, is at loss compared to
Mm.
the target. Like, okay, let's even say I want to sell a farm gate price for 600 naira. If I take it to Dioro, I will sell for 1,000 naira. Can this 400 naira cover up the margin? That is
Mm.
one. Second thing is, and the second thing is, the people that they are selling in Dioro, they are middlemen. Some of them come to the market, to the farm to buy from us. After buying from us, they take it to the market, and they are not the only retailers. They are not the only sellers in the market. So you targeting market or targeted market now, when your households are not up to certain quantity,
Mm.
you can't spread your what they call it, your cost of transportation logistics. It will be higher than somebody that have 100 dozens in the truck and you that brought in
Mm.
10 dozens. So you cannot compete with somebody that have 100 dozens in terms of cost of landing cost.
I
That is
understand.
so harvest like what they call it too. Even though in terms of sales too, there are some people like now I have about three, four, five segments of markets. I have people
Okay.
that are direct consumers. That
Okay.
okay, I sell as that has a 6,000 naira per bunch to some of them, five
Yeah.
to 6,000 per bunch to some of them. And as I see, I see sell as low as 2,000 naira per bunch. At least let's say 18 to 24,000 per dozens of plantain. It's because
Oh.
of different market segmentation. But so far so good. What I would recommend, though now I don't take my plantain to anywhere. Everything hangs at the farm gates, either on my farm or the farm I manage to. Everything hangs at the farm gates.
Oh.
No matter where you're coming from, come and pick it up at the farm gate. I'd rather sell to you at farm gate than to bring it down to you. Except those the premium buyers
Because
that will
cost
come.
cost of logistics is high on its own already. That's another additional cost on its own, which the
Not even that. When you bring plantain are part of perishable goods. When you bring anything
yeah.
into the Lagos market is
Yeah.
cheaper than some markets, even though some markets we call room for village market. Because when you bring it down to Lagos, you can't take it back. So what
Mm.
comes to
So it's
play
like,
is
so
what
whatever
comes to
price
play
you meet there, you just sell.
exactly what comes to play is you have to leave the market so that other merchants can sell their own. What comes to play
Mm.
is you have to the perishability too, because
Mm.
heat from the try from farm to the market, the heat that won't have a play too. So before you know, some of them are already ripened. I've had that experience before. I was actually trading along Mboy. I was in a leather boy. I have a container that come there like let me buy plantain. They call the place
Yeah.
Owosun in the before Benin, Owosun, Ofosun, before Okada. Okay, let me buy
Yeah.
plantain. Let me come and sell. those days I used to bring to Idio before I still that I'm still undergoing some kind of feasibility of the plantain those days. So from between Ohosun and Lagos, I have to use about two, three trucks. The third truck is one that delivered to Idio for me. So I came to my
Mm.
house that time. I keep sharing ripe plantain to people. Everybody are happy. Ah, plantain. They don't know. So because after buying from there, before
Yeah.
Unipa Ijebu, the truck broke down, the first one. I have
You
to
change
wait.
it again.
I have to wait. Maybe it's going to be able to fix the truck. I have to double the
Yeah.
money from removing them from the truck and transload into another truck.
Again. Mm.
So upon getting to, I still doing this Lagos Ibadan Express Road that time. From minute to
Yeah.
day, that truck that they have to maneuver, leave the main road and use one bad portion like that to continue the journey during the time they are constructing that road.
Yeah.
Truck roll down and pour away all the plantain. I have to
Yeah.
pack it again and load it into other trucks.
And
In that process, the plantain has lost its value. It has lost
mm.
the so many things. Don't let people talk about the money this time around.
Mm.
The plantain itself has lost its value. Some of the very good bunches that will have go at a premium price. Lost.
And
So it's rough. I have it rough in this market of plantain or in the production of plantain from beginning to the up to now too. I still have it rough too. We are still
mm.
learning so many things too because I was about to talk about the climate change earlier.
Yeah.
Now, before we say, oh, the best time to plant plantain is February, sorry, April, May. But
Yeah.
after planting plantain at the peak of May and rain season May
Mm.
ending, and the rain did not continue to fall steadily until September. So what happened?
Mm.
Then we have a redundant growth between that period of 2 months when the rain cease.
Mm.
Do you understand
Mm.
now?
I
So
get it.
that's initially tell you the best time to plant. So now the best time to plant now is shifting backward, but we still fail to adjust to because we believe like rain can stop, anything can happen. You can't actually predict that this is
And
when
probably climate change is not predictable right now.
it's not predictable. You can actually
Um,
predict that this is what, this is when to plant, and this is when to plant, this is when to harvest. So everybody are just doing it. And some people tell you go and do irrigation. If you want to do irrigation for plantain now, is
yeah.
you have to able to was able to select, you was able to give your marketing a comparative advantage than
Mm.
a premium buyer. Because if you
Um,
have to put irrigation, are you installing a solar borehole? If you are installing a solar borehole now of let's even say our average of 20,000 liters per day, you'll be talking about
yeah.
10 million naira to install the solar borehole.
Mm.
Depend on the depth of the borehole anyway of the ball anyway. So about 10 million naira. So when you install that one now and you irrigate, you have to buy the drip pipe or the sprayer tube or any form. So you spend money across all these things. And when you even irrigate now, your cost of weeding too, because as your plant is benefiting from
The weed, the
the
weed will
from
increase.
the weeding too will also increase and make your operating expenses to be also increased too. So those are the challenges. So when you now increase that to let's put an average cost per annum or per day
Mm.
of 20,000 suckers of 20,000 plantain stand, let's put an average of 20,000 naira. So that means
Mm.
on a daily basis, that's average of 30 naira if I get the mathematics right. 30
Yes.
naira. So and the plantain will stand between 7 to 10 months average.
Mm.
So that's about 300 days. Automatically, oh, let's
Mm.
okay, say 20,000 and that's 1 naira per sucker. Sorry, 1 naira per sucker.
Yeah.
Automatically, and that's 10. That's what they call it. That's for 10 months. That's 300 naira. If I'm
Yeah.
correct, about 300
Yes.
naira on water per sucker alone. Which I'm
Mm.
sure there is no how you want to spend 20,000 naira to pump water a day if you're using petrol.
Yes.
Now, cost of weeding will double up. It's going to
Mm.
multiply by like times 2 or times 3 because the plant the weed there will enjoy good watering, so automatically
Mm.
to double up by 2 times 3 too. So if you have to spend average of let's say 100,000 naira per quarter or per
Mm.
month to weed the 20,000, that's about 4 hectares, about 8 hectares. Like
Yes.
let's say about 200,000 naira per month to weed. Automatically, it's going to turn to about
One point
800,000
one point 6 in 8 months. That was like 1.6 in
in eight
eight
months
months.
now. So divide it across that 20,000 suckers. So automatically, in summary, it's going to increase your so. And when you want to sell in the market you are selling to is the market that somebody like me that use a rain-fed system
And
feed
there will
my
not there's no separation between this
and
one
there is
is
no
using.
exactly there's no separation. So rain-fed with like somebody like me, so we'll look at it. And somebody like me in a other third parties, somebody that even have it at the back of their house, like Mr. Landry, that you have at the back of your house, they have like 50 or 20, you just take it to market and you still compete with me because you not spend any money from the value chain. And there are even some too. So those are the challenges in terms of selection. And you that you want to irrigate, I bet you to with you, if you want to irrigate like 1 acre now, or let's say 1 hectare, you will spend up to more than 6 digits, even though with steady water source before you
Yeah.
buy the kits. All those kits you have to spend not less than 1.3 million to do 1 hectare to do yeah, about 1.8 million to do 1 hectare or thereabout. That's about
Yeah.
2.5 acres. So all those things too. So you are still competing. So all those investments is not worth it. So now, if our advice or some of
Yeah.
that's what our challenges we have faced over the years, which now are like, okay, the best thing, this is the best way to do it. Majorly use a rain fed, majorly use a rain
Okay.
fed, use what they call it, water not far from the stream, different
Okay.
techniques to plan towards. So above all, the size of the farm we have give us that comparative advantage over in the market.
So that's very, very much. You actually have said a number of things. Um, but before I let you go, if an aspiring farmer wants to start today, like how much do you think one can start a plantain farm with? If I'm starting on an, let me say on 1 hectare, or let me say, or do you think how much can somebody have to start a plantain farm in Nigeria?
Well, price the amount to start farming varies because we have access to different
Yes.
resources, different
Yeah.
resources. So
Mm.
because I have access to land, I might not have access to labor or the
Mm.
feedstock itself. So I might have access to land, also have access to labor. I want to do it myself. So to come up with the figure of how much to start a plantain farm, either per on 1 hectare or 1 acre now will varies due to different parameters. Due to different parameters.
Okay.
So it's different parameters. So that's the
Oh,
major. But above all, now what you need, which only thing I think I can talk about is the cost of the soccer. So
okay.
that's the only thing that is constant. Either you have the land, either you have the labor, or either way. So
Okay.
the cost of the soccer now, which
Okay.
some
Okay.
school of tell you, oh, the planting size. You don't even talk about the planting size. The size
Mm.
of the planting, 2 meter by 2 meter, 3 meter by 3 meter. So there are a lot of different parameters that will
That's
give
how
you
you
for you to
the
measure yes how much to use to start a farm, a 1 acre or 1 hectare planting farm. There are different parameters so that the people will not the people will not get it twisted. If I said okay to start with the plantain farm, you don't need more than 500,000 per hectare. Fine, I'll
that's
yes. So and likewise, you don't have land. So land might also my that 1 hectare might even go up times 5 or times 10 of that
yeah, that's
at the amount of money. So and likewise, so the land requirement to itself too, might be cost of clearing to also diverse too. So there are a lot of parameters that will not be able to answer that question. Like this is how much because of different peculiarities.
okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Wale. Mr. We have been on with Mr. Wale, which has been telling us a number of things about planting, and in some basic keynote of what may I deduce from what he has said is that everything you spend on a plantain farm must actually help you in your profit analysis. So if you are irrigating your farm, you are increasing the expenses that you are spending on your farm. Because by the time you do a borehole, yes, your plantain will come out fine. Yes, your plantain will do this one, yes, but you also have to know that your weeding will be increased. You have to spend money on more weeding and things like that. Aside that, the same market in which a a farm that does irrigation goes to is the same farm that if a farm that depends on stream or rainfall also will go and sell their plantain. And I'm very conversant with, I know somebody that sells plantain, or let me say that sells his food or agricultural produce in my 12. My 12 is a market that sells various type of agricultural produce. And the funny thing about my 12 is that the number of trucks that enters my 12 today determines the price they will sell your food. And that's what Mr. Wale is basically saying, that over the years he has been trying to always bring his food, bring his produce from the farm to the market to sell it. Yes, he made some money, but along the line also, when you transport your produce from the farm to the market, you're already putting yourself at a disadvantage, because by the time it's getting to the market, there could be some things that happen before it gets to the market. For example, he was talking about when he bought plantain before he gets to Benin, and before he gets to Lagos, the plantain has already gotten ripe. And when the plantain is perishable, when it gets ripe like that, under some days it's already overripe and can start getting spoiled. So he said,
Am I still there? Yeah, I can't hear again. Oh. Mr. Larry, Mr. Larry.
Network.
Mr. Larry.
You can't hear Mr. Larry again. Network.
Okay, okay. I can't hear him again. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes.
Thank you very much. You've done a very, very good justice to this topic.
Yes, ma'am.
It's been a very impactful evening for me.
Yeah, so
So let's see if Mr. Larry
yeah, he will
will
join
come
back.
back.
Okay, yeah, let's expect him.
It's not an easy venture, like you said. It's not easy. It's not easy starting it.
It's not easy starting it. Well, likewise, it's
Uh,
also very easy too. But what
yeah, you
actually
said it's very easy, but
it's very easy to start, but it's
uh,
require patience and very
a lot of
just
dedication.
yeah, dedication. Not even as
Mm,
much as that too, but
uh,
Nigerian factors. There are so many factors, and
yes,
some of people that want to come into agriculture, they are
yes,
like a Ponzi scheme, and
exactly.
Nigerians
Exactly. That's the problem.
Nigerians so many people that want to come into agriculture
Mm,
agriculture is not a Ponzi scheme. It's just like every other trade. It's just like every other trade. It's just like every other trade.
yes,
It's not a Ponzi scheme. So, but many people in agriculture want to take profit immediately. Plantain, if you have that magnitude of plantain, they can't, even if you do 50,000 plantain, at some
yes,
point, you will not even have up to 20 plantain harvest, 20
exactly.
harvest plantain. And there will be some point you have like a thousands of
Mm,
plantain. Apart from seasonal variations, there are a whole lot of factors that I but
yes,
factor. Oh, I put 12 million naira to start a plantain farm. You're now telling me I'll be collecting it 2,000, 5,000, 10,000.
uh,
So, oh, no, 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 no. Can I go and sign an MOU with a processor? No doubt, if you're signing an MOU with a processor that wants to buy, I have some of all these MOUs. I do plantain flour, I do this, I do that.
mm,
Everybody wants to rip everybody up because the
that's the
factors of
problem.
production you use to establish my own farm is different from what you want to use to do your own farm too. And you
Good
want to
evening,
check.
Mr. Wale.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah. Sorry, please, where's the best place to source for suckers?
Best place to source for soccer. There is
Yeah,
actually no best place to source for soccer because
Okay,
even though
yes.
why sourcing my own soccer too, like I said in my introduction too,
yeah,
is based on trust
okay.
because many research institutes we have in Nigeria, they are lazy.
Mm.
They
Okay.
are lazy. Being crane, which is designed to research for cocoa, cashew, rubber, they don't do anything. Being in NIFO, if not because of intervention of people like Okomo and what's the name
Oh,
of the other
yes.
oil company in Benin, which they have intensify in their own research, being neighbors too. So they are lazy. And the IIT here of the IIT of this world, they are even going to be an NGO, a non-governmental organization. Apart from that, because we have them here, and because of most of the interventions or grant that comes to them, that's why we were able to get a cassava. And this man, during Obasanjo time, he actually focused more on them and give them a lot of empowerment. That's how we're able to get some of all these best stable food or cassava in this part of the world. We're talking about plantain. Now, when I source from my own plantain, I source from different sources. Tell them, oh, I want California giant, I want elephant giant, I want even though from my own friend's farm. So, oh, this is what I want. Not that they're actually doing deliberately too. Plantain breeding, so many major organizations in Nigeria, as at today I'm talking now. If they tell you they have plantain of fourth generation, I bet it with you is from an outside farm. For example, go to IIT, tell them you want to buy cassava stem. They'll tell you to pay. Are you paying to IIT account? No. They'll pay into account of some of us that have the farm and they come and get the stem and
Okay.
supply you. They will tell you IIT business. They are not into it. They are to
That's what they
research.
do.
Exactly. So they only use some people farm as demonstration sites.
Mm.
And same applicable to plantain too. And plantain, there is no, I can't say this is a particular place you can get a very good soccer. Apart from some of us that we've experimented in soccer over the years. So you're able to know this Cameroonian giant. This is not even Cameroonian giant. It just look like improved ceiling. You cannot even see this soccer because when looking at the soccer, mere looking at it, physical assessment, you can't say this is the exact type of soccer until after investing for 9 months.
Exactly.
After 9 months, when the outputs are coming out. And that
Exactly.
output too, some of them are even make California giant too. But if you are not doing best, if you don't give best agronomical practice into it. So where to get a best soccer now, I won't say this is the best place to get soccer because most of the government agencies or where we should be able to get all those good soccers, they are not functioning.
Don't have it.
We don't have it. So you have to source from individual farmers that have or based on trust and based on the output of the stem or the output of their farm. You need to see, okay, this is what they have on their farm.
Yes.
Okay. Thank
Yes.
you.
When I started my own small farm in Oriloko, Lagos Ibadan Expressway, so I sought
Oliloko.
for yes,
Okay.
so I sought for suckers from one big farm around me and one local farmer. So I had two types. So one is Musa. I don't know the name of the other one. Just like you
Okay.
said, is when they start growing, you know which is which.
Exactly.
So the Musa came up very, very fine after, I think after about 10 months. And the other one took over a year.
Yes. It's
Yes,
possible.
yes. So till date, I don't even know the name of that other one. The person that sold it doesn't even know the name.
Exactly. Because there
Yes,
is no, like if you're talking about a stem now, for example, let's say
eh,
cassava stem now. It is not a
yes,
T family of a stem now.
eh,
Physically, you can differentiate it from a TMS family. TMS family. So,
eh,
and some of all these things now, they are different purposes. There's one that is good for ethanol, there's one that is good for
yes,
flour. So,
yes.
you can physically, mere looking at the stick, the stem, you can differentiate them. But in
And you must
plantain
have the
now,
experience to know the difference.
well,
Like
no
me
doubt
now, I
about
cannot know it.
that.
Mm.
Well, Okay. But in plantain now, it's going to be
Yes.
difficult for you to know the difference.
Yes.
It's going to be difficult for you to know it. Me are looking at the soccer. And some of all this
Yes.
soccer we are buying now, or we have, most of them are not first generation. Some of them are
Yes.
being removed. I will remove from my own farm and give to
Mm-hmm.
you and sell to
Yes.
you. And when
Yes.
you are selling to,
Mm.
you also remove from your own farm too. You also remove from your own farm and sell to
Mm-hmm.
others. So that's how it keep continue. So what I have as third generation on my own or on your own farm now might be like
Yes.
a sixth generation from my own farm. But
Exactly.
majorly now what changes is you having it in your own farm is the new location. It
Mm.
enjoy a new component, a
Yes.
new life nutrients, a new
Yes.
environment. So that's why it
Yes.
started on your own farm like a fourth generation
Mm.
plant.
Mm.
So that's just the beauty of the plantain.
You said something about it will extinct.
Extinction. It will go, plantain will
Extinction.
go. Plantain
Okay.
man, plantain will go.
So share I'm a plant at the same time, the plantain and the cashew.
Oh well, that one requires another professional expertise. Oh.
Oh, okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay,
So there's a way you do the layouting, but
okay.
because it's all right to tell people,
Mm,
especially people that do plantain, is
mm,
you can have on your farm, no matter how you do it, except
mm.
you keep expanding. That's how you could remain in
Okay, you keep
plantain.
expanding the plantain farm
The
itself.
size is the plantain farm itself. But if it's the
Okay,
same land, there's something they teach us in elementary agriculture,
yes.
what they call crop rotation or shift
Crop
cropping.
rotation, yes.
Yeah, so it's
Okay,
also because some people categorize plantain as as a cash crop. Yeah, it's a cash crop, but it's not
yes.
actually a cash crop as it's meant to be. It's meant to be
Mm,
because it can stand up to 5, 6, 10 years, no doubt,
mm,
but it's
mm-hmm.
not cash crop. And
Okay.
reason being far-fetched from what I said earlier too, that
Mm,
radius of 2 meter by 2 meter you used to plant. When if
mm,
the parents plantain the first generation, when you
yes.
plant it, let's say in a circumference of a 2 meter or 2 meter radius, the demand for it, that two
Yeah.
meter yeah, you plant the fourth generation is going to tap nutrients in a circumference of let's even say like 20 feet or 20 inches. That's about 2 meter. I
Yes.
mean, sorry, 1 feet. Sorry, 21
Yeah.
feet is 4 feet. Let's say
Mm-hmm.
radius. So that's where it started. So let's say after 4, 5, 6 months, when it started fruiting, it's going to sprout out some suckers.
Yes.
Depend on how the board of the sucker is. Mr.
Mm.
Larry, come on, take bad idea.
It's not back. Oh.
Let me check.
Eh?
Let me check what's
Uh,
happening on the platform.
and Mr. I say, are you open for mentorship? Because I have a small acre cassava farm, and I'm willing to. I have another piece that I'm planning to use for plantain or whatever. I haven't really decided because I have no access to water where it is.
Well, if it's mentorship, I'm open. Though I can have a very tight schedule, but Mr. Larry know how to really handle me very well.
Mhm.
I don't know what I do to him, or he know how to handle me very well
He knows how
because
to
of
get you,
you know how to get me very well. You know how
like
to
he
get
got
me
it
very
for us this evening.
well. So because this meeting now we've been shifting it for the past only God knows. Even though if not because of he has been on my neck at 7 o'clock. I must copy on like 7 o'clock because I actually just arrived Lagos this evening too.
Mm,
Well, mentorship, I'm open to mentorship. I'm open. We can always have kind of this conversation like this. Though it might be about the very hot hour of the night or very early in the morning. The as the case may be, sure. But at least if you talk to Mr. Landry, there's a way to balance up some of all the
okay.
schedule. So I'm open to that too. It's something I do primarily too. So you were saying about something that you don't have access to water. I don't understand.
Yes, like the place they like is very far from. any source of water apart from trying to get to make a well. And that community, I don't think the land is big enough for me to invest in a well. Like it's just maybe like a plot less from an acre. It's like about 4 or 5 plots.
4 or 5 plots.
Yeah,
The 4 or 5 plots look relatively small
yeah.
for plantain.
Okay,
It's relatively small for plantain, and no doubt the plantain doesn't require water. Just aside now, so
Mm.
far,
okay,
so
Like
far the land.
sorry, like I've done my own now for like 1.5 years, and I didn't bother about water. It's rain
Exactly.
yeah,
fed,
It's
and
rain
I got
fed, yes.
quality plantain from that
Quality
place.
plantain, exactly. So
Yes,
it's not actually about water or
about
about
water.
what matter. What not what matter? What matter is what they call it rainfall, steady rainfall,
Yes.
okay,
steady rainfall,
Mm.
okay.
steady rainfall. Okay, Mr. Lani says that the meeting has finished. Oh, he's not calling
Okay,
me.
Sir, please, before
okay.
we go, I have a question.
Okay.
Sorry, although I think you have explained it before, but what do you mean by plantain is going to go into extinction?
Yes, but will go extinction. Okay, let's do something to practical scenario. Practical scenario. You have plantain in a 2 meter by 2 meter radius. Hmm? 2 meter by 2 meter radius. I was trying to explain that to Madam the other time. It has nutrients across. Abi, the other one or the other side, let's say the one at stand point A and point B. Abi, they are certain
Yes.
nutrients, and those nutrients now is coming towards the same side. When the first parents now have about, let's say, 5 suckers, Abi, depend on the board, how the board is being planted, Abi, they have about new suckers of about, let's say, 5 on average. So that 5 average suckers now is going to spread again. Let's say over the in between, let's about 12 inches. When you have that suckers of 5 now, run that bottom now. Those ones will continue to tap the nutrients, Abi, for another 12 inches. OTD, how many feet? OTD, another, OTD about 3 feet, Abi,
Yes.
in radius or in circumference. Both radius or in circumference. The number, I don't get it. I don't know the right word to use. So, Abi. So now you have 5 suckers now. So that
Mm.
5 suckers, so that 5 suckers, they are there.
Mm.
Now, the first parent now, you cut off the plantain at the end of year one, at the maturity. You have
Yes.
5 new suckers tapping nutrients in the same land that is not being replenished. So now
Mm.
the 5 of them will compete for nutrients.
The nutrients. Mm.
So when they compete for nutrients now, when they compete for nutrients, let's just say you give them manure. When you compete for nutrients, you don't even give them anything, sorry. The 5 of them come up. Where you used to have one stand of plantain,
Mm.
Abi 2 stand of plantain, Abi, let's say 5 each now. Where you have 2 stand, you have 10 stand of plantain. And that is radius of that 2 meter square or 4 meter square, sorry. The about 10 plantain are competing, Abi, for the
Yes.
nutrients. Now, for the nutrients, you have 10 sucker, you did it for that generation. Your plantain, your household now will give you 10 plantain at year two. That's why the say plantain is profitable. 10 plantain. Those households will be average size of plantain. But the third year, now all those one stand each will give you nothing less than five suckers too, depending on how fertile the land is. So
Mm.
that means you'll be having about 25 in all those 5 stands. So what
Mm.
next they will advise is to prune the sucker, come by so that it's not from bushy.
Yes.
Pruning comes in now. You start selling sucker like this. Abi,
Mm.
as you keep pruning the sucker, you are
Mm.
making money. And when you start pruning, that's when you make the best of plantain farm in suckers because one sucker has given you about 25 stand already. So when that pruning comes, when you start pruning now, they even sell 100 naira, sell 150, depends on how you get your market. So pruning comes in. When that pruning comes in now, remember that pruning now, the parent stand of the one you've been pruned is still in that place.
Yes.
that nutrient has gone. The only way for you to make it retain it is you keep making heaps and ridges around the bottom and you keep putting manure. But all the nutrients around that side has gone. So when that parent won at the end of one third year or fourth year, when that parent won, that parent's plantain is gone. All those other sucker you have would not as they can't be as big as that other plantain, except you keep
Mm.
replenishing or use organic fertilizer or inorganic fertilizer as the case may be.
Mm.
So if you now have the cost of organic fertilizer
Like that.
or inorganic fertilizer or
Mm.
the you had it to heat. Don't even go to the cost of buying those fertilizer. What about the cost of labor to apply them effectively? So when those suckers now keep coming out, you can't compare them to further. So whether you like it or not, plantain will go extinction. And if you say you don't want to prune, you want to leave it to them, you want to leave it like that, it's going to become bushes.
Yes.
Bushes, everything will be clouded and congested.
Mm.
So, and the size of the land, when they one day they will join that 2 meter by 2 meter, they will join each other. They will join each other and they will be on the same. So there is no how that is going to what they call it. It's going to get to not going to institution after 4, 5, after 7 years maximum. With my own practical
7 years.
experience. Eh?
7 years maximum.
As
Sorry, sir.
from my own experience, 7 years.
Sorry, sir.
Yes, sir. I'm
By
with you, sir.
extinction, do you mean? I'm sorry because I'm not into the agricultural
Ó
field.
máa run, let me use the word ó máa run pátápátá. Because you get
Like
Yoruba.
we won't
Mm.
have plantains again. Or sorry.
I mean, I'm not saying there won't be plantain extinction. I mean, on your own farm, on that portion.
Okay.
Oh, no,
Yes.
no, no,
I
no, no, no,
now
not using,
now I
I'm not
get.
using it as general word. I'm talking about
Okay.
on particular
On your
farm.
farm.
On that farm, yeah.
Okay. I
That
get, sir.
plantain farm, ó máa run
I
pátápátá.
get. I get.
Yes,
Thank you, sir.
yes, sir. So that was like, okay. Oh, you mean by going by extinction totally, pátápátá? No,
Yes.
no, 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 no. So on that particular generation of that plantain, that stand there, is going to go
Mm.
extinction. That generation, ó máa kú pátápátá.
Mm. It won't produce again.
It won't produce again. It's going to go, yeah, it won't produce again. Ó máa kú because it's the land nutrient. It will be tired.
Mm.
It will be tired.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Yes, sir.
please. I don't know if your farm is in Lagos, right? Or Ogun
Lagos
State.
State. Ogun State. How the farm in Lagos State?
Okay. Okay. I don't know if we
Mm.
can actually probably get your mail in case for further questions and further interactions.
Oh, okay. My mail is
No, the thing is that
okay.
that was
Oh, Mr. Larry, you're back. Okay.
trying to say. So we are scheduling a yeah, and we are scheduling like a boot camp where we take various agricultural people to aspire to have a plantain farm to Mr. Wale's farm where we farm it
Wow.
into
Thank you. Thank you.
time. He has been saying a number of things here for us. Are you getting it? So we are scheduling a time where we have probably it's like 2 points in Lagos, Ikeja, in Lekki, where we go to his farm, we see them. We also go and look at people that are into processing and things like that. So all of that will be handled. All of them will be handled shortly. Also, but if you have any question, um, whatever question you want to know more about plantain farming, all you just have to just contact us. We schedule a one-on-one conversation with you and Mr. Wale. If it's not the plantain cultivation, if it's the plantain processing, if it's how you want to export plantain, various kind of plantain flour, plantain shapes, we're going to organize a call with appropriate experts so that you can be able to learn that you can always learn very well. That's why we are trying to we are here to help you to resolve various misconceptions that people have, especially in the agricultural valuation. There are a lot of misinformation out there. So we are here to just help you, direct you, connect you with the expert that is doing this thing in real time so that knowledge of what it takes to have a successful plantain farming. So I want to say I am very grateful to Mr. Wale for the opportunity. Yes, this
Thank you,
call was
Mr.
supposed to
Wale.
be a 1 hour call.
You're welcome.
Yes, Mr. Wale, it was supposed to be a 1 hour call, but it has been extended to about 1.5 hours. I want to say thank you for everyone too that took their time to be available for this one. This meeting is recorded to be sent to us so that we can be able to listen to it all over again. Thank
No problem.
you,
You're welcome, Mr.
thank you
Lang.
very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lanre. Thank you very much, Mr. Wale.
You're welcome. It's
Been a
nice.
wonderful evening.
Thank
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 you.
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 Bye.